Very good evening, all of you. My name is Rita D'Souza. I am a mind coach, and it is my pleasure to be having a wonderful chat with all of you and sharing something new which you may be familiar but not have really thought about it very deeply. The topic for this evening is living with an attitude of gratitude as a way of life. What do you all really understand when I say staying thankful or living and walking life with a state and attitude of gratitude? What do you think so? I'd like to hear from all of you. Anita, Vidyaji, something, We all say, we've all just heard it so often, stay in a state of gratitude. What do we mean by that? What do we understand when we be thankful?
Be happy with whatever we have.
Yes, that's true.
To understand everything happens with some reason.
Say again, ma'am.
To understand everything happens with some reason.
Everything happens for a reason. Definitely, Anita. There is no accident in our lives. Every event, every blessing, every not so pleasant situation has come into our lives for a reason. Vindhyaji or Vidyas, I think, sorry, one of you were talking and I missed it.
Yeah, I was going to say that
Yes.
acknowledge
Yes.
that we change our attitude, focus on what we have and not what we don't have. Because a lot of things are going for us, and that having gratitude shows abundance, not lack, and that kind of thing. So it gives a positive attitude.
Yes, absolutely. So what happens is, say, Vindhyaji, I had to give you a chocolate. With a lot of love, I have given you a chocolate bar. You accept it, you smile, and you just walk away. Are you really encouraging me to give you a second chocolate bar? Or do you think so I would be really interested in gifting you another chocolate bar once again?
Maybe because you saw a smile on me and I accepted it, and at least there was no rejection and there was all positive.
Yes. I appreciate your answer. But for many of us, in a lot of ways, we want to also be acknowledged. When we have done something for someone, it's not that we want a thank you, but when a thank you is said to us, we appreciate it. We appreciate that, okay, Vindhyaji loved the chocolate that I have given her, and she said, thank you so much. And that really filled me with so much of happiness. Likewise, in a lot of ways, the universe operates in a similar manner. When the universe or God, the higher power, thinks to gift us a few presents, a few blessings, a free ticket to New Zealand, or something like that, how many times do we really know to appreciate and say thank you? Because of this free ticket, I'm visiting New Zealand without, paying a single penny. Just a rough example. And likewise, if in case we're looking at receiving further blessings and further more gifts from the universe, it is really helpful for us to live with an attitude of gratitude for the smallest or the biggest thing that happens in our life which works in our favor. It's deep. And sometimes, many of us say that, like say you're married, say I am married. So some of them would say, some like women would say, it's my husband's duty to keep me happy. Okay. Every Sunday or then every weekend, I mean, he's supposed to take me out. I mean, he should. There's no must, there's no should. Let's, really accept this and absorb it into our minds. No one is supposed to do anything for us in the present day. All right. There's no arrogance into it. But the fact is, in the present day, we all do things by ourselves and for ourselves. And for all the times we have received some present, some assistance, it's very helpful to acknowledge and say thank you. And also by we saying a simple word, a meaningful thank you, we are showing our gratitude to the person who has done whatever action or task or favor for us. Vidya, do you like to say something? I can.
I think we all love it when we hear gratitude words said to us. So it's just natural enough to reciprocate that, and it makes us feel good. So
Yeah,
it should
absolutely.
be done more and more to express,
Yeah,
that everything isn't for granted, and people taking the time out to do good deeds means showing our appreciations.
yeah,
Only I guess, the better way to
yeah.
be.
Yeah. I'm just saying this in all our lives, since our childhood, I think a lot of us were not really thought about the essence of being grateful, right from our moms, our parents. They have brought us into this world for all they have done for us. How often do we really know to show them gratitude? Those sleepless nights when we had fever or we were not well, our moms, dads were, with us all night, giving us medicine and, so many things. And we've just taken it for granted. For all the times our mom has made lovely food, tasty food, okay, maybe a vegetable dish or whatsoever, oh, just, like, or a sandwich or a snack. How often we have gone back to mommy and said, Mommy, I love that bhajia that you made. I love that toasted sandwich you made. It was so tasty. And maybe, I mean, if you'll have your own children, by chance, if your child comes and tells you, Mama, that sandwich was really good, how delighted do you feel? Maybe in the past, we have not done it. It's gone, it's done. When we know better, we do better. And let's start from this evening in a lot of ways. Let's, put this into our minds in a very, knowing that no one needs to do anything for us. And whatever they do, we warmly accept and know to acknowledge. Right from somebody opening the door for you. No one is a doorman in the present day. We are in 2024. So it's like, I walked across the mall and there was a gentleman who was kind enough to open the door. I'm grateful. I walked up to the stairs. I was just entering my house. My neighbor's child walked up to me and said, Auntie, good evening. No one needs to do, but if they do, it just delights me. So, it's important to look at it in a very happy state and knowing that, I need to show my acknowledgement and my gratitude. Let's look at another way. We're all living where we all have a lot of grains, be it rice and wheat and all the lovely lentils. How about in our minds, just saying thank you to the wonderful farmers who have done their job? What would we have done if we didn't have food? And if we had no water, no beverages? Forget about juices and milkshakes, but simple things like water. How would our lives function if there was no power supply? We're doing this on Zoom. I'm in a different time zone. You are as well in a different time zone. It's so much possible. For all the wonderful gadgets we have in the present day, we're so dependent on the wonderful, the appliances we have, the geyser, the toaster, the induction, the heater or the air condition. I think a lot of us, in a lot of ways, until the present day, we have taken life for granted. And now, since we have all turned on the thinking cap and have gotten aware, I would recommend we all slowly and steadily look at life with awareness and gratefulness. And the best part of it, what happens is when we are in a state of gratitude, we are helping ourselves to look at the countless blessings we have received from God or the universe. And also, let's be honest, we all have unlimited wishes. I have a car. I would like a plane, or and in a lot of ways, if I'm not grateful for what I have, do you think so the universe or God is going to be so merciful to be gifting me more? There's a deep thought which says that I have given Rita a wonderful car, but I don't see her really being grateful for the vehicle. So a few quick points I would like to share with all of you is that the benefits of living with an attitude of gratitude. This increases your happiness and your positivity. You are less materialistic because you're not looking at just, some jewelry, but also, you have received grains. You are able to walk and talk the next day. You have better physical health, you have better sleep, you are more resilient, you are more humble, you are more wise, because there's so much of awareness going into you. It strengthens relationships. For all the times we have had mama's food and we've not said thank you, tomorrow you just walk up to mom and she made a meal and said, mama, that dosa was like super good. It just strengthens relationships and lifts your mood. And it also makes better relationships and it makes us feel more connected. We are more in a cool and soothing state. It improves our sleep and we feel more fulfilled. And in a lot of ways, we may have a lot of problems in our lives. Each one of us, we're all carrying our own burdens. But when we are able to count the many blessings, graces, and the number of gifts we've received from God or the universe, there is a higher possibility of the worries which was stressing our mind to fall low. We all know where the focus goes, energy flows. So let us all in our own ways live life with an attitude of gratitude. Just not for this evening or tomorrow, but try making it a part of our lives. The faster we live with an attitude of gratitude, the stress, the anxiety, the negativity, the unhappiness automatically drops down. Like I have been practicing gratitude for some time now, and it has made a great impact on my life. The moment I wake up, I'm so grateful. I have someone to rest with. I'm not resting by myself. I have wonderful gadgets to just make my sleep very comfortable, be the heater or the air condition. I have lovely blankets to support my sleep. I have a roof over my head. I'm able to walk and talk, for water. Water has got so much power to refresh us. We may have just taken it for granted. There are so many attributes of so many things we have received to this day. And if we live in an attitude of gratitude, we see how our lives become better. And when we are happier, we are able to make the world and people around us happier. We have heard this before or not, I'm not too sure, but negativity spreads negativity. Likewise, happiness spreads happiness. Positivity spreads positivity. Sometimes you will meet some person on the street, a small vendor, like who's selling some flowers and all. You just buy some flowers from this person and you pay him, say something a little extra. Did you see the smile that appears on his face? And looking at that smile, you're smiling more, like, I just had to pay a little extra, but see the way the person is beaming with joy, just like a sunshine, like a sunflower. And you're like, wow, these small things, but at the end of the day, we have power over ourselves. We can focus on the negatives that we have in our lives, or we can focus on all the blessings we have received in our lives. We know a lot of friends and families who are going through very unhappy marriages, some, whatever it may be. So if you are having a happy family, I have a wonderful spouse, I thank my God every single day for all that we have. And if we show gratitude, we're only asking for more. I'm also now in recent times, I'm so particular. Say I'm having a fruit, a mango, it's the season of mangoes. I bless the fruit, I enjoy the fruit, I bless the person who planted the fruit. Because thanks to the person who planted the fruit years ago, whenever, I am reaping the benefits. In a lot of ways, I can see is that when we start writing and maintaining a gratitude journal, I have something known as a gratitude notebook kind of thing. It's not necessary from, the hard or paper book style. It's more like an online thing. But each day, towards the evening, as I rest, I thank my God, the universe, for all the wonderful things that happened for me. And also, a lot of things which don't happen for us as per what we would want. When you look at it after a short period of time, you realize that it worked for you. So not receiving what you want is also a gentle blessing. It only takes time to acknowledge and be aware and say, thank God I didn't receive that. It was not good for me. Be it a job and so many opportunities, we may cry and say, I really wanted that. If it wasn't, like, if it's not meant for you, would not receive it. So I'd like you all as per your time and your schedule to start noting your gratitudes. You could start with minimum 5 points, and you could move to maybe 10. I live in a place with my husband where I am not able I don't live with my mom, and each day I think of my mom, since I miss her all the more, is that I have my sister as well, and the moment I'm not receiving a call means mommy is doing well. Definitely, if my mom was not well or something like that, my sister would have been reaching out to me and saying, Rita, mama's not well, and something like that. So we're not receiving those scary emergency calls means all is well. It's also gratitude again. It's a blessing again. I'd like to hear from all of you, and what do you all think, and how do you all want to take it forward?
Just reminding myself, I guess, very often in the day that, you know, everything around us, whether it be nature or the family or friends, colleagues, everything, being thankful for all that they do to make our lives better. And definitely grateful for this platform, with the wonderful meditation and wisdom sharing, and constantly those masters who are posting, positive thoughts for us to remind ourselves, hey, it's all good, and keep us encouraging and going forward. So thank you.
I like to read something by Ralph Marston when he says, when you give someone a gift and they neglect to thank you for it, would you be likely to give them another? Life is the same way. In order to attract more of the blessings that life has to offer, you must truly appreciate what you already have. Many of us who have families back in India, we're so dependent on a maid or someone or a domestic assistance, to just like help us in cleaning and maintaining our houses. What happens when that maid takes a day off or just doesn't turn up out of the blue, just bounce? That's the time we realize, oh, my person has not really, come on. I mean, come to work today, and I'm not prepared to do without my assistance. Why do we need to wait after the person is, or like taken leave to acknowledge? Why? It's all right. If it's happened, it's okay. But in a lot of ways, we have power to dissolve, or we have power to evolve. It's upon us, and we make decisions what suits us best. Also, journaling your gratitude has a magnificent and a wonderful effect on us. I like you, and I really appreciate if you're willing to try it out, on your own messages every single day or something of that sort. Or maybe you could, write your very personal gratitude to someone very close to you. And it doesn't have to be very extravagant that my husband gifted me some earrings and all of that. Simple things. My maid, came this morning to assist me with the jobs at home. My mom is doing well. I made a sandwich for my little child, and my son said, Mama, thank you very much for the toasted sandwich. And as you go about it, you feel good of yourself, and you feel that life is also beautiful. I may have some thorns, but let me concentrate on the wonderful roses and the petals that is making my life more meaningful and making me feel good of myself. I'd like to hear from all of you, Grishma ji, Sumati, Anita.
Rita, I have a question here. It might be slightly deviating from the topic. You said we have to be grateful to the things happen around us and be grateful to the people around us. Sometimes I feel like being like that, and it in turns make us to expect the same from others around us. For example, if I'm doing something, I expect someone to say, okay, it is nice or not. And I know we shouldn't expect, but being a person of gratitude, we also expect other person to be grateful to us as well.
The secret is to keep low expectations or keep least expectations. We all learned this from our childhood, Anita ji, that all 5 fingers are not the same. But still, subconsciously, many of us love to roam the whole world with a begging bowl.
Yeah.
Give me love, give me happiness, give me respect, give me honor. Just because I love you, Anita ji, and I respect you, and when you enter my place, I will give you a glass of water and some chai, I may not receive the same hospitality when I visit your place? Are we the same? Are we the same? Do we have the same thoughts, the same ideas, the same mannerism, the same dressing sense? We don't. We do things because we want to do. I want to thank you, Anita ji, for being a part of this meditation this evening. Now it's upon you to say thank you, Rita ji. It made me, think better and, live my life in a more positive way. And if you do, it is well and good. Also, if you don't, it's absolutely okay. I did my job. Like, I have done my task. We have power and control only over ourselves. Did I answer your question, or you would like to shoot another question? I'm happy to answer, and let's get this thing out of your mind for good. Bring it on.
This is the answer I expected. This I know as well, but I keep on asking myself sometimes, when we make others happy by being grateful, why others are not making us happy in another way. Sometimes it happens as a human being. Yes.
We're all human beings on a journey, Anita. You have chosen to be a part of this meditation session. With a lot of the books you've read and the wonderful people you have listened to, you have changed. It's a personal choice. And because you have read so much of spiritual wisdom in a lot of ways, your path is different. Your understanding. Sorry, I think the line got cut. So your path is different. And the way how you are, others will not be. And the lesser expectations we keep, the better it is. We do it with love. All right. Sumati ji, you would like to ask me something?
Thanks, Rita.
Thank you, Master Rita, for a wonderful session and wisdom sharing, and for all the masters who are here to sort of be in the moment and to enjoy the session. I just wanted to add one thing, if you've realized it or not. I believe all of us have Indian roots. And one of the things, I'm basically from Malaysia, and I've always had a habit to thank anyone. My parents didn't teach me that, but somehow I've just acquired it. And when I came to the UK, or even in India, and I used to go, people thought that was so weird to express thank you, because you don't thank friends or family or anything. So it's a very cultural, thing that you don't thank people. But I've always thanked, and I just want to share that even my mom and dad have learned to say, my dad is 84, and he will tell, thank you, Amma, if I do something. So, yes, and when you asked Vindhya ji initially, that she accepts the chocolate and then smiles and walk off. Yes, I do agree with you, because it's a two-way thing, isn't it? Because you want to spread and give and try to do things unconditionally, but it's not for your self-worth. But somebody else could have accepted the chocolate and say thank you, even if there was no smile. But if the thank you meant a lot, that's for their own soul evolvement. It's all about quantum physics, isn't it? So I think a lot of things is very cultural. At the same time, when they go to Western or Europe or anywhere else, if you don't say thank you, you're looked upon as rude. So the same person who's a non-Caucasian would not say thank you to within their own community, but when it comes to school or peer group who are Caucasian, they would say thank you. I hope I've made you all think about it. But the bottom line, You're not losing 10 kilo or not gaining 10 kilo by saying thank you. You're saying, I mean, I say thank you for my own goodness, not to please someone, because whatever it is, a thank you is a thank you because you're grateful. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sumati ji. Vindhya ji, you wish to ask me something?
I just wanted to add, yes, I see where Sumati ji is coming, because I think if before we came into all this meditation and understood gratitude is more, recognizing what we have and be thankful. And like you said, only then you're able to receive more. And but I agree when she's saying about culture, and because I see, we are very bad in expressing. At least I am, and when I see, like, with our children too, and of course with parents, it's even worse. But I want to say, like, appreciation, especially. And my husband was like, no, we're going to spoil them. It's going to get into their head, and let's not, or jinx it, and those kind of things. There's attitude, especially with close ones. And even if they perform very well or something, that appreciation doesn't. It's supposed to be understood. Even love, like, it's supposed to be understood. I'm here, I'm taking my responsibility, I'm doing it right. I won't have to say, but and we all know, we like to hear that, and it's there. So there is it needs to be a change. But I understand, we have grown up that way, and we have come. And I'm glad I'm into the spirituality, because going inward, that thankfulness and love, everything for ourselves is so much more important than for outside, because there's so much going on for us that we have to recognize. So I just wanted to add that. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Vindhya ji. Yes.
Sumati, excuse me.
Yes,
may I add on?
Please, Sumati ji.
Just a few of us. I just want to highlight. I've always been a person who admire another girl or a lady when they're dressing up, they've dressed up well or dressing up well, but and this is a joke which I have realized later, that women do not compliment another woman. This is something that if you have not done retrospect, you can start. It's people tend to admire someone on TV or a celebrity or someone they don't know, but someone they know, when they look lovely, they don't even. I've seen this time and time again, and I've always admired or complimented when they deserve it, and I feel so light and good. And if we can teach this to our children, that would be the good thing, because then what happened is there is an element of component of jealousy if you don't do that. Just retrospect. Why are you not able to say that hairstyle looks good, or that sari looks good, or do you know what I mean? And I used to think myself, I used to tell my husband, somebody must be thinking that something's wrong with me, trying to admire. At the same time, even if a male is looking good or wearing good shirt, if he's not going to have a different perspective, then when you say, hey, that shirt is good on you, oh, that is good, I think it's time that we open up. It's not just not doing meditation. It's about being honest and sincere. And yes, I think Vindhyaji, you also said something about the children. Do you know, I've known of kids who've actually, when they go through inner child healing and all that, they've realized their parents never appreciated them or complimented them. Do you know, my dad, because the old school of thoughts, they won't have eye contact, they won't touch you, but what do we do now? We hug, we cuddle our sons, our kids. It's a different generation. Then I'm able to comprehend that is how they were, and they have their own healing to do. But I think the fact that, yes, Vindhyaji, we need to balance it, not overload it so that they don't have a bloated ego, but it's really important a child is complimented when they want to raise raised or done well. It's so important, because that grows, and then they realize they've been discounted. That's when, this seed gets into the brain. I've been discounted. Whatever I've done, my parents never appreciated me the way I should be appreciated. That's all I wanted to add. Thank you.
Sumati ji, my mom is so beautiful. I can't tell you. She's got like hazel eyes and different features, and and I ask and I compliment my mom. I'm like, Mama, you got such beautiful eyes and and complexion and so many things. Why hasn't it passed on to me? I have a dear friend of mine who is from Bombay, but whose native place is like Mangalore. Each day, whenever I seen her, we used to walk together in Bombay, whether her dressing sense or something new, and I was like, wow, you're looking so beautiful. And as long as we know to appreciate and compliment somebody from the heart, the opposite person is there willing to, accept it graciously and say thank you. Regarding, since we're speaking about gratitude, my request to all of you is not about just being, like in a state of gratitude, just to people, but to any single thing that happens in your life, the food we eat or the beverages, the juice and all of it. In a lot of ways is like, I'm grateful I had a strawberry milkshake and it was like out of the world. I bless the person who has grown the strawberries, and just a little deep blessing from within. And I mean, if you have attended a few of my other sessions, thoughts pass through, somebody who you are really thinking deeply of, and you think so deeply, and the person calls you the next morning and you're like, I was just thinking of you. So in a lot of ways, if we can be more aware, live in a state of gratitude, we are helping ourselves, and at the same time we are also blessing and appreciating people and beautiful scenes in our lives. The sunshine, the rain, we all need it. How many of us know to appreciate it and say thank you for the wonderful sunshine? I may be a good girl, I can maybe a naughty girl, but the sun always knows to shine and just be bright enough. So yeah, thank you. It's been a wonderful session. If any of you would like to say something, or we could end the session.
Thank you, Rita ji. I like the way you always point that when we're appreciating food, to appreciate the one who grows, the farmers and others. So yes, we need to go a step further and not just appreciate what we have. So thank you for pointing that.
Thank you, Vindhya ji. Sometimes I also, sometimes I go deep and I say, I'm from like India. I bless the defense forces. They are there guiding and guarding my country. Big blessing. You say something.
And
true?
actually, yeah, true. And I actually, being here, I'm in US, and I've realized how much they appreciate the veterans, and they have a day for it. And it has caught on. I'm sure. In India too, people are now appreciating. But you're right. We have to appreciate so many things we take for granted. And when you were appreciating your mother's beauty, and Sumati ji was talking about appreciating somebody else's dress, and I was thinking, I've been a teacher right now. I'm taking a break, but that when students come and compliment, or I compliment, anything, the dress, earrings, how could you? And genuine, obviously, it has to be genuine, not just because it breaks that ice, it connects. That is what is very important. Otherwise, when I'm teaching, they're not even connected. And so I have realized that first trying to genuinely compliment and get them in that comfort level, and then you can start teaching and doing whatever. So I just wanted to point that. Thank you.
Now, in recent times, I am blessing and thanking the Army, the Navy, the Air Force. My country is sorted and saved, and my mom, my sister, my family, my in-laws, they're all saved and doing well, and I feel good about it. And let us all, live in the state of gratitude and just be thankful for the tiniest of things that happen in our lives. And our lives will only start to become more beautiful, and we look at the world with a more positive state of mind. Thank you very much.